This is BZH coming in from Big Zach's house. So today I'm going to do a video talking about the 5 things that I hate the most about my Sony 4K Action Cam, and I'm going to follow it up with another video with my top 5 things I love about the Sony Action Cam 4K camera. The number one thing that I hate about my Sony Action Cam 4K is the size of the camera. So as you see, the case and the camera are significantly larger than previous models as shown here, and the case is definitely a lot smaller as well. Now you would say that the new Action Cam can go into deeper depths when doing underwater footage. I really don't think that that's that big of a deal, and you can definitely tell that this camera is a lot larger when you're wearing it on your head, for example. It definitely weighs you down a lot more than smaller models did. And while I do understand that to make the 4K, they probably had to make the camera a little bit bigger, but I like to see future models be in the size of my Sony AS100. The second thing that I hate about my Sony Action Cam 4K is that changing the settings on these cameras are really difficult and confusing to understand. They're even confusing to understand on the app. It doesn't tell you when you're filming in 1080, 720, 4K. There's no real description as to what the settings are, and they definitely need a new user interface for their 4K Action Cam in the future. They are going to have a new user interface for the new AS50 that's going to be coming out, so I would assume that Sony will fix the user interface for future 4K Action Cams. The third thing that I hate about my Sony Action Cam and all the Sony Action Cams so far, except for the new one that's going to be coming out, is none of them come with a flat lens, and it really hurt the underwater footage. In order to get the better underwater footage, you had to spend an extra $50 for the flat lens housing. So all Sony Action Cams in the future should come with the flat lens housing. The fourth thing that I hate about my Sony Action Cam 4K, and it's kind of a two-part thing, is that number one, I really hate how to charge it, you have to, and to plug it in or whatever, you have to do it through the back side of the camera. I think it puts the camera in an awkward position when you're trying to upload to your computer, and I really don't like that. And just the positioning of all the ports on this camera as a whole, they give us an external mic port, which is really cool to have on these cameras, but being on this part of the camera, it's essentially useless. You can never use it while you're doing anything that's sort of action, and a lot of times when you put it on a tripod, the actual tripod mount will cover up that spot. So all the positioning of the ports in this camera need to be rearranged for future cameras. The fifth thing that I hate about this camera from the day it came out as well as now is it was priced at $499, and it's only dropped to $449 as of late. And I really think while this camera is really neat, I do not think it was worth the $499, and I still don't think it's worth the $449. I think this camera should have been priced in the $399 price range, maybe the $349 after being on the market for 6 months. So let me know what you guys think, if I'm on point with the 5 things that I hate about my Sony Action Cam. Now, while I do really like the Action Cam, there's always going to be negatives to it. Leave some comments below. Please, like always, like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I'm on Facebook. Facebook.com/Big Zach's house. I regularly post on there, so check me out on Facebook, guys. Tonight, Sony had their annual CES conference, and while it's a little bit disappointing, there is a new Sony Action Cam coming out, and I'm excited for it. They didn't talk about it during the press conference, but it's on the website, and that means it's official. So, as you guys all know, I'm crazy about my Sony Action Cams as well as my GoPros.